From the moment the first atom was split, mankind held in its hands a power unlike any other. This power, born from the heart of atoms, had the potential to reshape the world. It could be a source of energy, a force for good. But, as history would soon show, it could also be a weapon of unimaginable destruction. The very air we breathe, the ground beneath our feet, could be consumed in a fiery inferno, leaving behind nothing but shadows and silence. This is the story of the Tsar Bomba, the largest nuclear weapon ever detonated, a testament to the destructive capacity of mankind. The world watched in awe and horror as the first atomic bombs were dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, Japan, in 1945. The sheer force of these weapons, the devastation they unleashed, sent a shockwave through the global consciousness. It was a stark and terrifying reminder of the power we now possessed. The world had entered the atomic age, and with it, a new era of potential conflict and destruction. In the aftermath of World War II, a new conflict emerged, a Cold War between the United States and the Soviet Union. Both superpowers, armed with the knowledge of nuclear fission, embarked on a perilous arms race. Each sought to outdo the other, to build bigger, more powerful weapons, a deadly game of one-upmanship with the fate of the world hanging in the balance. This competition, fueled by paranoia and mistrust, would lead to the creation of the Tsar Bomba. The Tsar Bomba, also known as RDS-220, was the physical embodiment of the Cold War's terrifying logic. It was a hydrogen bomb, a thermonuclear weapon far more powerful than the atomic bombs that had preceded it. The Soviet Union, under the leadership of Nikita Khrushchev, intended it as a display of their military might, a terrifying message to the world. They were a force to be reckoned with. The Tsar Bomba was not designed as a practical weapon of war. It was simply too large, too powerful. Its sheer size and weight made it difficult to transport and deploy. It was a statement, a symbol of the Soviet Union's technological prowess and their willingness to push the boundaries of destruction. Its creation was a testament to the paranoia and fear that gripped the world during the Cold War. The Cold War was a time of great tension and uncertainty. The world lived under the constant threat of nuclear annihilation. The United States and the Soviet Union engaged in a dangerous game of brinksmanship, each side testing the other's resolve, pushing the world closer to the brink of disaster. The arms race escalated rapidly. Both sides developed increasingly powerful weapons, from atomic bombs to hydrogen bombs, each more destructive than the last. The world watched in horror as the number of nuclear weapons grew, along with the potential for a catastrophic conflict. The Tsar Bomba was a product of this environment, a physical manifestation of the fear and paranoia that permeated the Cold War. Engineering Armageddon inside the Tsar Bomba. The Tsar Bomba was a three-stage thermonuclear weapon. The first stage was a fission bomb, similar to those dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. This fission reaction then triggered the second stage, a fusion reaction that released even greater amounts of energy. The third stage, another fission reaction, was designed to maximize the bomb's yield. The bomb's design was groundbreaking. It was the culmination of years of research and development by Soviet scientists. The initial design called for a yield of 100 megatons, but this was later reduced to 50 megatons to limit the amount of radioactive fallout. Even at half its intended yield, the Tsar Bomba was still the most powerful nuclear weapon ever detonated. The day the Earth trembled. On October 30th, 1961, the Tsar Bomba was detonated over Novaya Zemlya, a remote archipelago in the Arctic Ocean. The bomb was dropped from a specially modified Tu-95V bomber and detonated at an altitude of 4,000 meters to maximize its destructive power. The explosion was unlike anything the world had ever seen. The fireball, over 8 kilometers wide, was visible from over 1,000 kilometers away. The mushroom cloud soared to an altitude of 64 kilometers, 7 times the height of Mount Everest. The shockwave from the explosion circled the globe 3 times. Buildings hundreds of kilometers away were damaged. The effects of the blast were felt as far away as Finland and Norway. A world in awe and terror. The detonation of the Tsar bomber sent shockwaves through the international community. The sheer scale of the explosion, the unimaginable destruction it unleashed, shocked even those who had created it. Governments around the world condemned the test, expressing their horror and outrage. The test had profound implications for the Cold War. It demonstrated the terrifying destructive power of nuclear weapons, the potential for global annihilation that hung over the world. The Tsar bomber served as a wake-up call, a stark reminder of the fragility of peace and the need for restraint in the face of such destructive power. The Tsar bomber's legacy, a reminder and a warning. The Tsar bomber stands as a chilling reminder of the destructive capacity of mankind. It is a testament to the dangers of unchecked technological advancement, the potential for our creations to become our undoing. The test had a profound impact on the Cold War, contributing to a growing awareness of the need for nuclear disarmament. In the years that followed the Tsar bomber test, the United States and the Soviet Union signed a number of treaties aimed at limiting the proliferation of nuclear weapons. The Partial Nuclear Test Ban Treaty, signed in 1963, banned nuclear weapon tests in the atmosphere, underwater and outer space. The Tsar bomber, a symbol of destruction, ironically helped pave the way for a more peaceful future.